everybody, how's it going? Lord Josh here once again. Welcome back to the channel, and as you can see, I am completely decked out in full Lamat gear because I'm in full Lamat mode, okay? And I won't apologize for it. I never would, ever. So I'm back, and I want you to know this. Why did I make that stimulating, awesome, colorful, kick-ass meditation that goes against the rules of every meditation known to man? It's kind of like blasphemous, that somebody would create something that instead of calming you down, it amps you up, it jacks you up, and it makes you more lively. And to some extent, it will give you an adrenaline rush. And that's what I set out to do with my Lamat meditation. That was the whole point of it. Now, you might not believe this, or you may. I struggle with the typical, normal, run-of-the-mill meditation, which focuses on calming the person down. I can't sit still for very long. I've got too much electricity and orange lightning running through my veins, and my mind is too colorful and chaotic to truly make it quiet. And I feel like whenever I listen to those traditional meditation tapes, I feel like I'm going against my true nature. And what I mean by that is the person that's created that tape is not me. They're nothing like me. And by listening to their voice and taking their instructions, I'm going on a journey that's not compatible with my personality type and my magical beliefs. In the Lamat system, the Lamat tradition, we believe that divinity is found through benign rushes of adrenaline and excitement. So think about all the wonderful things that have ever happened in your life, all of the blissful moments where you look back and you think, God, those times were awesome. It's fantastic when I think of that. All of my positive memories all involved euphoria and a rush of excitement and a wonderful feeling of bliss, extreme bliss, intense happiness. And it gets the heart pumping and the blood pressure goes up a little bit. Not dangerous levels, but it certainly goes up. And you feel alive. It's called being alive. That's what it's called. You're alive in the moment and you want to remind yourself, yeah, I'm still breathing and my heart's still going. And I made that meditation because whenever I look at the other meditations on YouTube, I feel like I'm dying. And I don't like that feeling. I want to celebrate life in the moment, and everything that's ever happened to me that's positive has always been a rush, a benign rush. And I would like you to analyze your memories and see if that's true for you as well. I think for a lot of you it will be. I've got some people on this channel that completely resonate with the Lamat path, because not a lot of people tend to. You get, especially men, are afraid of color. Oh my God, they're afraid of it. Orange and purple on a guy. They won't do it. They're afraid of what people will think of them. And that is not the way of the Lamat follower. Absolutely not. I don't give a shit if it looks silly. I hope it looks silly. It's empowering. It makes me feel great. Just sitting here in all this gear right now induces the Lamat effect. And every time you feel the adrenaline release, every time you feel your heart rate increase, that's Lamat. It's the chemicals. He is the chemicals. In its purest form, people talk about magic and rituals and having tools. With Lamat, all you need to do is summon up that emotion, that response inside of you, which can be created by listening to my tape, my video. And when you listen to what I'm saying, I will tell you very specific things and give you those incredible colorful, abstract visuals of the Lamat Star pulsating and being struck by lightning. And that sets off all of these chemicals and it rushes through the body. And you're like, holy shit, I feel wonderful. I feel like I've just had the best workout I've had in years. That's how it feels. So when you sit there and you see all these beautiful visuals, and you let yourself completely go, it's like surrendering your power, but you get more power from it. If ever you wanted a meditation that pulls you out of a dark place, and this is why I use color, very intentionally I use color. I struggle with health issues, and sitting there quietly meditating wouldn't do shit. And I combat my challenges that I face in my life, and I've got more than my fair share of them. I combat them with color and life. And that's how I overcome them. I don't sit there and be quiet and be calm. I use intensity, and I use the rushes of adrenaline. I turn it into something. It's an alchemical process. It becomes magic when these chemicals are released. And it's addicting, yes, but it's healthy and it's good for you to feel, more air going into your lungs. You feel a little bit sweaty because you've got that kick-ass feeling that you could take over the world. It's fantastic. How could you not like it? But there's some people out there that don't. They don't want it in their lives. Now, I understand why. If you're going to bed, you don't want to listen to my meditation tape because it will stop you from sleeping. It'll give you too much energy. But if you're waking up and you're depressed, if you've got a job that burns you out, like many people do in the occult world, they do their magic on the side, but a lot of them have got jobs that they hate, their mundane jobs, and they come home and they feel tired and exhausted and burnt out. Don't sit there and quiet down your mind because the job's doing that to you. Don't you realize what's happening? The shit out there is telling you to shut up, be quiet, sit down, take this sedative, take this pill. Well, I'm saying do the opposite. So when you come back home from work, use that orange lightning of Lamat, induce the Lamat Effect, get the adrenaline going, release those chemicals, feel, it's like a sense of glory and victory. It's like you've gone out into battle and you've done something incredible on the battlefield. You've slain your own worst enemy, which is yourself. I mean, that's what this is all about. But you'll often get the influences of others who will say, you don't want to do that. Why not? Because nobody else does it. That's what they say. Nobody does that. That's wrong. That goes against the rules. Here's how you do it. You do it like this because everybody does it like this. Well, that's why a lot of people are in this headspace right now when it comes to these guided meditations. I use meditation to be more creative. And when I'm creative, when I write a poem, I'm never ever relaxed. I always feel like I've got a million bolts of lightning going down my spine. And I've sat there writing words and lines for my poems, and the lights in this room have flickered on and off. And I know what that is. That's the energy of the orange lightning of Lamat taking over the electrical system in this room. It completely disrupts it. And as I'm sitting here, I'm looking up and I can see the light flickering and the lampshade is flickering. And I know in that moment, okay, I've crossed the threshold. I've gone beyond where most people are willing to go. Not most people can go there, they're capable, but they're told not to because it's too far out, it's too weird, it's uncharted territory, you don't want to do that, it's unhealthy. No, it's not. It's fantastic. It's bliss. And when you go over there, you don't want to come back. But every high has to gradually come down. And indeed it does. So there are some circumstances and situations where such energy will be inappropriate. But it's about using it in moderation and knowing what your limit is. But every day you need some of it, definitely. And most days, most people don't get it at all. Because they're told that it's wrong. When you practice magic, you should be calm and centered and balanced. And from my experience, I found the opposite. I found that everything that I've ever done that's worked has worked because I've believed in it so much. I mean, just watch my videos where I'm on the altar of the 7 stars summoning the winds. I'm having such a blast. Seriously, I'm having such a wonderful time on that altar. You can see the excitement in my body language, in my face, and my heartbeat is racing because it's physical exercise as well. That sword routine is no joke. So I encourage people to get up and to move around and to get the blood flowing. Do not allow yourself to be stagnant. Induce the Lamat Effect. You can do it. For some people out there, it might frighten you at first when you feel it. You're like, oh my God, is this Lamat? That's the thing. That's a question that you never truly ask because you know if it is. You know if it's Lamat. People ask me all the time, I think he's here. I think he came to me. It's like, no, you don't think, you know. Because the heart goes so fast. It goes like a rocket. It's just pounding away. You can feel it up here. Bang, bang, bang. It just keeps coming and coming. And it doesn't sound very pleasant, but trust me, it is. It's like you're reminded that you still are able to enjoy this physical world. Everybody's so focused on what's going to happen after they die, and they're not enjoying the present moment. And to exist in the present moment is to also enjoy the fact that you have a body and you want to feel this body is still there and it's still functioning as it should, and to push it. It's good to push it because it'll make you healthier. I got a bit lazy before I went into hospital last time, and I stopped some of my intense orange and purple color combos. You'll see that from my pictures. I was going into other colors, and this is the first time in a long time that I've put this on, and I've missed this feeling. I really, really have missed it. And it's as simple as that. You don't have to even light a candle if you don't want to. You don't have to even be a magician to make this work. This transcends magic. That's what this is. Lamat is not a spirit for an occultist to conjure when he or she desires. Lamat is a feeling. It's an emotion. It's when you're writing your novel. It's when you're creating your colorful web series. It's when you're doing your podcast. It's when you are working as a creative mastermind and you feel like, am I going too far? And you hear Lamat saying, no, go further. Keep going. That's what it's like to me. It doesn't have to be about rituals. It doesn't have to be complicated at all. It's the simplest thing, but it's also the most powerful thing. And nobody that I know personally truly appreciates it. I mean, I've got friends that do, but I'm talking about in the wider community. I don't see the celebration of life. I see a lot of darkness, and I see a lot of light, but I don't see color. You see, Lamat is different. He's not light, he's not dark, he's color. And color has a different energy to light and darkness. It does. It has a more zesty. It has more of a kick. It's more unpredictable. I describe Lamat as orange lightning. It's the thing that I can define him as if I have to. Orange lightning. And it zaps you. You can feel it. It starts in the chest. Always in the chest, and then it releases like this, and it goes all over the limbs, and it tingles, and then it goes to the brain. And you get all these amazing ideas that you think, wow, where is this coming from? And I personally believe the brain is a receiver, that your imagination, you open it like a portal when you induce the Lamat Effect. You create the chemicals, and the Lamat Effect goes through the body, and that opens the portal in the imagination to receive what the Lamat Star will send to you. It's not something that you're creating, because all of my greatest work, everything that I've ever done, has been easy. And I'll repeat that again. Everything, every poem, every character that I've created, every symbol video, every documentary, the actual concept, the execution may be a bit harder, but the concept, the idea is so easy and effortless, because I'm not any better than you, not any smarter or wiser. I just think differently, and I'm able to tune my imagination to Lamat, so he can feed me the creative power that I need to put these things out there. It's not something that you sit and do. If you have to sit down and you overthink your poem, forget it, scrap it and write it again. It should feel like flying. All of my poems, every single one, I've done a couple in the past where I've struggled and I just haven't released them because it's not me. I'm forcing it to happen. But 9 times out of 10, when you see something from me, you know that I've got it right the first time. And I've been able to do that because of Lamat, because I've opened and tuned my mind to receive the star's blessings. And that's how it works. When you struggle and you fight against your true nature and you try to calm down, all these chemicals that give you that feeling that you feel like you're an all-powerful being, those chemicals aren't released. The portal closes and it decays and it rots and it gets dusty and rusty and you have to dust it off. Thankfully, you've got someone like me where I can zap you with orange lightning to get rid of some of the cobwebs so to speak. So experiment time for the viewers. I want you, here's how simple it is. There's a song I always listen to. It's called You're the Voice. And I don't know why this song means so much to me. I've listened to it for the last 8 years, and every time before I go and make one of my symbolism videos, I crank it up as high as it'll go, and I sit and I think about whatever comes into my head. I don't have any plans to think about anything. I just sit there, and whatever comes in, I intensify those visual images in my mind. And usually it's orange lightning. It's what you see on the guided meditation. I try to take a piece of what I saw in my own experiences, put it in that video and say, here's what it feels like to be me and what I go through on a good day. And hopefully you can have a piece of that and get a taste for yourself, and maybe it'll inspire you to have an experience of your own, and maybe you'll have a different interpretation of the Lamat energy, because people out there they have different color schemes. I've seen some people say that Lamat is red and yellow. To them he very well could be, but to me he's orange and purple. He always has been. I know what I do is not to everybody's taste, and there's power in actually knowing that, just by having that thought, that if it works for only one person on the planet, changing the world, as they say, not that I truly ever want to, but changing the world starts with your world. And I have to, it's embedded into my DNA that I have to stand as an individual. I have to walk my own path. And if it fails, then I can take full responsibility for that failure. It's on me. And if it succeeds, then I can take all the damn credit. The problem is when you follow someone else's path too closely without injecting your own individuality, you can take on their baggage and their risks. And it might work for you, but also if it fails, then you failed someone else's path, and that hurts 10 times more than failing your own. Because at least when you fail your own, you fail in your own terms, and you learn more by doing that. I've noticed that when you feel the Lamat effect working, when the adrenaline releases initially, you can ride the high for about 2 or 3 hours, and after that time is done, you slowly come down and you actually start to feel really relaxed, more relaxed than you felt before you had the Lamat effect release. And so in a lot of ways, even though Lamat is a stimulating force, he is one of great masculinity, he is fiery, actually the after effects will induce a beautiful calmness that will help you get to sleep at night. And that's the important part. Know when to use these energies correctly, and you'll have a damn good time with them. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, everybody. As you could tell, I'm back, I feel wonderful, and I'm looking forward to deciphering some more symbolism. No symbols are safe from Lord Josh, not when I'm dressed like this, believe me. So do check out that video when it is released, and also check out the song, You're the Voice. It's wonderful. It'll take you to that place, that what I call the plasma planes. It'll take you there in the Lamat realm, and you let it release, the Lamat effect, the adrenaline, and all of a sudden you'll be transported there mentally, and you'll think, oh shit, this is great. Sit there, let the song amp you up. Visualize whatever you want, but if you want me to help give you a visual, orange lightning. Take care, and I'll see you soon.